Hi, welcome back to Snark and Spark. My name is Emily, and today I am doing, a middle of the month check-in. Yeah, so today is Monday, August 15th. I would technically still be at work at this time, but I am home. And I will touch on that at the end. So I am going to just do some stitchy check-in. I want to show what I've covered the first 2 weeks of August, and also talk about how I've been using my new planner to do that. And I'm really pleased with my system so far. I don't necessarily think that I've accomplished a whole hell of a lot necessarily, but I am proud of what I have accomplished because it means that the system that I am trying to implement has worked. So that's really encouraging. Like I mentioned before, trying a new planner. I'm trying some new planning systems. I'm definitely taking a lot of inspiration from Sammy of Sammy J Stitches. I will definitely link her down below. And being more goal oriented in my stitching. And yeah, so things are going really, really well, and I'm really pleased about that. So I want to show you the progress I've made and talk about my planner, and then I want to get into some life stuff because I went on vacation last week and it was a whole hell of a lot of fun, and I want to share that with you. So let's jump right in. Plus I've got time because I'm home and Caden is upstairs watching TV, and we're in this last week of summer before school starts, so I know my schedule is going to be changing once we get back into the routine of school. So here we are. My microphone is way over there. I'm going to move my microphone closer, so sorry if you're going to hear some of that. And also, yes, my neighbor is out currently doing his lawn because it is a beautiful, cloudy, 75-degree day in August. So everyone is outside doing stuff, which I don't even blame him for because we did the exact same thing. My husband asked if I would have our son mow the backyard, and we did that this morning because it was super nice. So first things first. I got sticker books. Let me move my sticker books out of the way and bring this forward. Hello. Hopefully that will help if I'm a little closer. Immediately coughs. My bad. You can see the edge of my stitchy card, and that's a sticker. Again. Just because I really like this sticker. It's like a penguin or an owl. Wee! And it says, I like books. That's all it says. Okay. So, because it pertains, let's just dive in with the planner. So I have shared before, I did a walkthrough. You can go check that out. Maybe I'll link it. I got cat hair galore because obviously we left our cat home on vacation and he missed me something fierce and would not leave me alone. So now I am covered in cat hair and all of my stuff is covered in cat hair. That's okay. So I have a plum paper planner that I custom built for me. I picked out the layout, I picked out the cover. Obviously, because it says cross stitch planner, they don't make just like a cross stitch planner. I custom designed this. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time going through it because I already have a video of that. So I will link that somewhere. Maybe it'll pop up. I don't know. We'll see. But if you are interested in seeing me actually walk through this layout, then check out that video. But this is a plum paper. I did it yearly. This is 12 months, starting in August, and it goes through July of next year. And mine is the unlined quad layout. So I am really enjoying it. I am using it the way I said. It's like, first things, I had mentioned this page. I wanted to keep track of like big goals and things met here, and I had 2 things on there that I got to write down for the month of August. When I will cover that. On the 7th, I FFO'd something, which is crazy. I finished a piece called Rocket League way back in January, for my husband's brother-in-law. I guess that makes him also my brother-in-law. It's my sister-in-law's husband. Whatever. I made that for him as a Christmas present. It wasn't done because stitchy life, as you know. Please ignore also all of this hot mess back here. We are getting ready to start school, so we've got various supplies and things everywhere. So I'm sorry. I know that's probably distracting. Anyways, finished that for him. It is a video game that he plays with my husband like on a daily basis. So I made it for him and I fully finished it. I'm sorry, my phone just beeped at me. Fully finished it for him to actually give to him since we were on this family vacation. This is gonna be a long video, I can already tell. But I FFO'd it, which is awesome. Mounted it on sticky board, covered the back with some just backing fabric I had so you couldn't see the hot mess that was my glue gun. And then the very next day, the 8th, which was Monday, I had a new start. I started this piece. So this technical name is All You Need Is Love, like ... But I mean, obviously it's this full thing. It says all you need is love and a good cup of coffee. It is a monochromatic piece that is honestly primarily backstitch. I guess it's kind of black work, but not really. It is primarily backstitch with some crosses, but I did start this. I will show it to you. But it is just a nice monochromatic piece that I have. I don't have anything else there yet. Okay, so this page, this spread here, my like landing page, my like dashboard page, has come in super handy. Okay, I am using it exactly as I thought I would, and that's really exciting because it's how I want to use it. So on this page, I've got my big overarching goal. I have my habit tracker for how many days I've done a daily 30 or a daily 100 on my daily 30 piece, and then the whip go numbers that were drawn. I've got things broken down, the categories that my friends and I have picked. Sammy talks about it. The categories that we've picked, and so I marked them, and then I went ahead and predetermined what pieces I wanted to use for those. I don't have a full coverage piece, so I am not doing a full coverage piece. I could have like subbed in like my letters from Hogwarts, since that's my focus piece for the year. I could have said I will do this category using this piece like as a sub kind of thing, but I didn't want to put that much pressure on myself with a new layout and with new goals. And then I've just been checking them off the little circles here as I've gotten it done. I have my WhipGo numbers. I have not touched any of my WhipGo boards in a really long time, so I'm really hoping to get to that. Then I've got the Magical Stitches monthly props down here. This one was different. Vicky gave us 2 different locations that we're visiting, and to create your own prompts just with a minimum of 500 stitches. Haven't done that. I'm in the Semi-Sane group, and I'm playing a Battle Stitch game, which is like Battleship, and so I just wrote down the different ship options and how many like spaces that we need. And then my Semi-Sane focus piece, because I'm using letters for Hogwarts, and so anything else in Semi-Sane that I could use like the same start or stopping photo for letters of Hogwarts, I put in that category. So like they have a game called This or That, and so you either choose this prompt or that prompt, and it is non-counting, so you just pick one and just stitch, and then at the end of the month just post that you've stitched. And it was either the word August or it was school or book related, so I did letters from Hogwarts. And then my focus is, of course, letters from Hogwarts. And that one, they want you to post a picture every 1,000 stitches, and so I just wrote down, make sure I post a pic at every 1,000, what my starting number was, so that's an easy way for me to know. So like I started at 17,300 stitches, so in 1,000, that's 18,300 stitches. And then that one requires a password so that they know you're not potentially cheating or fudging your stuff. So I have the password written down there as well. And it's all on this like dashboard landing page. So this is really easy for me to get to, and I really, really like that. The other side is just a blank lined page. Okay, I've added some stickers, prioritize, be productive, whatever, just like stuff I had from my Happy Planner stickers that I used. I have then, it's hard to see because I used pencil because I didn't want it to bleed through. I have gone through and I have divvied this whole page into 5 sections, mostly equal sections, one for each week. And I'm breaking it down weekly, what my goals are, and writing it down. And that has been so helpful for me. So my ADHD brain goes 100 miles a minute, okay? And my husband knows this. If you're around me long enough, you will learn this. If I don't write it down, it's gone. This is really common with ADHD brains. Out of sight, out of mind. So I may look you in the face and be like, yep, I'm on it. But as soon as I walk away, if I have not completed that task, if I have not added a note or a reminder into my phone, if I have not put it into my planner, I forget. It is gone. Which, as you can imagine, can create conflict across boards. I forget events. I forget important dates. If it is not written down where I can get to it, it is gone from my brain. So having a dedicated section where I have written down what I actually want to accomplish overall for that week is really effective for me. Now, I can understand this can sound really tedious for some people. If you don't need to do this, that's awesome. I can't. And also part of it is I really like to see progress, right? I like to keep track of stats. I really like to see those things because I am a nerd. I love to know how many stitches I've put into things, how long did I work on it. That kind of stuff is very appealing to me. So having a place to write that down, just chef's kiss, right? So, and I don't mind sharing this because, again, this is my stitchy planner. It's nothing personal. I've got, this is week 1 and week 2 I have written down, right? So like I have bullet points of things that I want to get done, and they're not color coded. I just use bright colors because my eye is drawn to them. So I had, for week 1, I wanted to get all my monthly events set up with pictures and posts made. So I had that done. And then I wasn't like, here we are 2 weeks in going, did I do this? Because if it's not written down, it's gone. I set down a big goal for Letters from Hogwarts. I want to finish March's section. That one is kind of like a whole month thing, but I really wanted to get it done that first week of August. Almost did, not quite, and that's okay. Reminders to not worry about other whips, focus on daily stitching every day, and to make sure that I filmed, edited, and upload an August monthly prompts and goals video, which I don't know if I did. Did I? See, I don't know. I honestly don't know, which is hilarious to me. Cannot tell you. You'd think I would know. So then for week 2, which is this past week, I have in giant letters, vacation in Missouri. Because we did. And that is something I needed to have written down so that I know, like, I also have pick a piece that travels well. Small, fits in bag, only uses one color floss, which is why I highlighted this one. It's like I picked my pick was this, and then I wrote down my reasons for why I picked this in case I forgot or I questioned myself later. Because I know that this is a lot of back stitching and that can get really tedious to me. So I wrote down a reminder, why did I pick this and only bring this whip for this week? Because it's small, fits in a bag, and it only uses one color of floss. So I wasn't trying to travel with this that has a shit ton of floss in it, because that doesn't travel well. especially when you take a pickup truck. Please, I almost knocked this over and it was open. Cheers. Water break. Stay hydrated. It's important. Okay. I had a big goal. My big overarching goal, because I knew I was on vacation, was just 200 stitches. And that's it. Just put 200 stitches in it and call it a day. And I did that, which is exciting. And then I have a note about my battle stitch group, because I knew it wasn't going to be a lot of stitching. And I talked to my teammates about it. My task / role for the week and for the month, because I've opted to do it, was to, sweep our group post daily, making sure keeping a running tally of shots, how many shots there are. We have to have 1,000 to then fire and try and hit a ship. So my thing was just sweeping, doing math, actually plugging in those shots, and just keeping the group updated, which is great. So I will fill out week 3 here in a little bit after I finish this video. If I was really smart, I would have filled it out beforehand and shared it with you. And as for my stickers and dots, do I love having a cohesive color palette? Yes, absolutely. Am I upset if I stray out of that color palette? No. So I have a lot of little dot stickers, little star stickers, things like that, things that are extra from old plum paper planners, monthly sticker kits. This is an old one, and I had extra dots left on it. So I saved my stickers. I'm just going through finding my old sticker things and just reusing or repurposing, whatever. I'm using the ones that didn't get used that I still have, so that way I can clear out my sticker stash as well. Because I'm sure, as we all know as well, it's hard to get rid of things. It's really hard to get rid of things. So lots of options, lots of things. I'll get into what I have for this week. Then I have my monthly. Really, this I think is just going to be a really pretty thing to look at for me. I didn't necessarily plan on writing in it. In previous planners, I have gone through and I've just handwritten in what piece I worked on that day. I don't feel the need to do that since this is this week. It's all here. This is my whole week. I don't feel the need to then transcribe it back onto the monthly. That seems redundant to me. That I don't need. But I have put, it is a month at a glance. This was helpful when I'm looking at breaking down each week of my big plans and just kind of decorating just to have a fun, cute little spread. So, I have my big reminder for the month of figure out my stitching first and then apply it to prompts later. Don't forget that I took a vacation and take a small, easy project. Lots of reminders constantly. And then I have this checklist, which plans, and I've just denoted what is the focus whip for each week. Letters from Hogwarts, All You Need Is Love. This week is also All You Need Is Love. Next week will be, I can write it in, because next week will be Read Now, which is my oldest whip. And I just used. And then I think week 5 actually will be an owl ornament. Look at me. So that's now all done. And then it has next month, which is also kind of nice to look at. There's a hair in my nose. I did add, so I FFO'd something, so I put that on there. I was we left for vacation, and we were on vacation on this day. Just fun, cute little stuff. And then honestly, the rest of these I just kind of threw on willy-nilly, and if I get to them, I get to them, and if there's nothing there, on this one, even though today is Monday and I put the sticker here, I'll probably still write that I filmed, edited, and uploaded this video because I can. And it's just something pretty to put on. to put on my planner. Now, let's look at my last 2 weeks. They are chaotic. I'm cutting my head off. They are chaotic. So sorry, not sorry. It is chaotic, but it works for me. And I will let you know, I do use stickers. I have decorated. I've used, but they are not cohesive. Like, honestly not. It is a mix of just leftovers from kits that I had that I threw on here, because at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to me in this planner. I don't need it to all follow a scheme or a layout or a design. It just has to work for me in my brain. So let me show you. This was the first week of August. So, but Emily, you said that it was working for you. It is working for me. So I had my big overarching goal for week 1, right? That I wrote down. I can then look at my week and then try and break it down further and see what needed to be done, which is really nice. In my little to-do section over here, in this bottom corner, I have, this was the Magical Stitches weekly prompts, just so I could see them. This is my category. This is my big category section. And then this is my daily 30 piece. As you can see, I didn't do anything for these days. I could go, I think I am going to go back through and add a sticker on here though, because I did finish, I FFO'd that piece this day, which is really nice. That's something to be proud of, and I want to have that there. I didn't do anything. I just had some cute little deco stickers I put on there. Same thing, because you know why? I got really busy doing life stuff. I was packing, I was cleaning, I was doing a crap ton of laundry, so I did not stitch those days, and that's okay. Just other fun things. So this is where it broke down, and I actually really, really like it. This is where my breakdown comes through. Not the bad kind of breakdown. So this top line I used for my daily 30. I wrote daily 30, what piece, and then my start stitching, and then how many stitches I put in 30 minutes. Then, I wrote it on day 1. I forgot I did that. See? Because it was my focus. So this would be what 1,000 stitches is. 17,300 to 18,300. And then I just wrote down, I don't know how to explain it because it makes sense to me. It's how I keep track across the groups I'm in. These are the only thing that matter, and it's the color. So I do color code my groups. So this light peachy color is Magical Stitches. This green color is my categories to tell my friends. And this this is like the categories we've chosen. And then this orange is for the semi-sane battle stitch. So it just lets me know, okay, I did post a picture there, and this is how many stitches I need to get to. So like the Magical Stitches, I had a piece that worked, and so I needed to put 200 stitches on Letters from Hogwarts, and so I just wrote that down. That I wrote like the prompt, which was, it was like connected to a beach, it's 200 for 200 stitches, and then I wrote my starting and my stopping so I could look at it and be like, okay, I need to stop at this stitch. When I accomplish something, I put just a fun little icon. Does not matter at all. It's whatever I have closest to me, whatever is available. I stick little icon stickers on there, and then that way if I look at it quickly, I see that that icon sticker is there, and I know I have finished that task and I don't need to go back to it. Yes. Film, edit, upload, watch all the floss tube. I did that. So that's that. Obviously last week I was on vacation, so this just became pretty. I did do some stitching, so I made note of it. I stitched Monday in the car, and I wrote that I started a piece. I did some little stitching on Tuesday. I didn't count it. I just wrote, I did baby stitches because I know that I did maybe half an hour's worth, but I didn't even count it. Did not stitch at all Wednesday, Thursday. Did not stitch anything on Friday. I put in quite a bit of time on Saturday because we had a free day essentially Saturday. And so I sat and I stitched and I stitched and I did all of my 200 stitches that day on All You Need Is Love, besides the like couple I put in Monday to actually start it. And then last night we came home and I worked on Letters from Hogwarts and I put in 150 stitches on Letters from Hogwarts. So just in the first 2 weeks of August, why I say I feel like I've accomplished a lot is because I really like my system, even if it seems convoluted. I really like the system I'm using, and I am seeing that I'm making progress, and it is helping me keep a hold of my goals. So I did. This is 200 stitches. You can see right through that. So this is 200 stitches because it is a crap ton of back stitch, but the back stitching goes long distances, as you can tell. I would almost call it straight stitches versus back stitch because it does look like it's supposed to be like chalk writing. And so I am doing longer stitches instead of single. So like on my O, this is, you can see because I'm moving it with my finger, this is one long strand instead of doing every single hole. I didn't like the look of that because I do want it to look kind of like a chalkboard, in which on a chalkboard you're not going to go doot, 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 doot. You know, you're going to make one long line. So this is 200 stitches. I'm really proud of it. I love this needle minder. I was gifted this needle minder by a friend. Can you read what it says? S-H-I-T with flowers. I love it. But what I am really proud about is this piece. This guy. Letters from Hogwarts. I have finished the banner. It is done, which is really exciting to me. I am working on some border. So technically, is that section complete? Yes. I haven't counted it personally as complete because I want to get the border finished up to where the next section starts because I don't want to risk miscounting. So I want to finish the border, and then I will consider just the border just around the banner, and I'll consider this section finished, and I will move on to the next section. But I am really, really proud. So like I said, I started this at 17,300 stitches, and in the first 2 weeks, I have put in 600 stitches on this, and that's exciting for me. That is really exciting for me. And I am currently at 17,900 stitches on this, and just look at it. The banner is done. It is, this was just so much yellow and gold, and if I don't have to stitch with yellow or gold for a while, I will be thrilled. Just so much. This stupid Hogwarts crest alone is several hundred stitches. Several hundred. Because, and a crap ton of color changes. Alright, so this stupid thing, right, has so many quarter stitches and 3/4 stitches. It is ridiculous. And, but it looks really good, and I understand it. And it's because it is turned at an angle. If it was straight up and down, it would be different. But because the crest is turned at an angle, it deals in quarter stitches and 3/4 stitches. But, I mean, look at the H. Look at the gold around the H. I am very, very proud of it. The group I am in for this, the Cutting Cross Stitch Facebook group, because this is designed by Cutting Cross Stitch, Stuart Cunningham. I remember so many complaints about this crest. Like, people were completely frustrated with it, saying how difficult it is. People were charting different things to go into that space because it just was so difficult to work with and finicky. And so I knew that going in, and I was prepared for that. It still was a but it looks so good. It really does. I would not want to put something else there. It looks, I love the way it looks. But it is done. And then, so really this past week, I worked on this, and then I've just been coming through and filling in this border. So I'm just going to I'm not even worried about filling in. I did some of this fill in color. There's a couple shades of brown down here, as you can see. I really only did that to give myself a point of reference, because sometimes the white is hard to see. So if I can fill in the corners, where it's got it marked on the chart, it is easier. So I'm just going to I'm not going to worry about it all the way up here. I'm just going to this is 746. I'm just going to take it all the way up. There is a dark brown border like there is here. I will do that, and then I'm calling it good. I can always go in and fill those in later. I bounce back and forth. I say I'm going to stop, but we'll see if I actually do, because once I do this section, obviously it's time to move my Q-snap, right? I don't want to have to go back when I'm done and bring the Q-snap back up because I didn't fill in some of the border. I'll probably end up finishing it. I'm telling myself I won't, but I'm probably going to go back and finish it because I can't leave anything undone. But that's that. That's really exciting. Okay, half an hour. We've talked about all the stitching. Let's talk about vacation. Let's talk about personal stuff. Because, and I have not yet, oh, well, no, I did. I have kind of pre-planned a little bit of this week. So I have written down what the, there we go, the Magical Stitches prompts are for this week. And this is a good example of my note at the beginning where it says, focus on stitching first, prompts second. So there's only 2 tasks for Magical Stitches this week. A whip with a square in it, and it must have 4 equal sides and explain, and then your most expensive whip to kit up. So those are the 2 things, right? My daily 30 piece is Letters from Hogwarts, and that's not a problem because that one to date is my most expensive whip to kit up. The fabric alone, because it's a huge piece of fabric, the amount of floss involved, I even count the time, the labor of love that it is. It has been my most expensive in all forms. Floss, fabric, Q-snaps, and the amount of time that I have spent on this. So that's fine. Letters from Hogwarts works for that. Now, I do have a whip with a square in it that has 4 equal sides. It has multiple. And that's Storybook Halloween. It has multiple squares that have 4 equal sides. In the past, I would have pulled this out, used it for the prompt, and then put it away again, or continued working on it, right? Even though I have this, and it fits the prompt, I am not going to pull it out this week. I am not going to stitch on it this week. And that's tough. Now the reason why is because I've already laid out my monthly goals and my weekly plans. And the category that I am stitching on this week is monochromatic, and I only have one piece that is monochromatic, and that is All You Need Is Love. So I am putting that aside in favor of actually working on my category piece. Mind blown, right? So I will do my daily 30 on Letters from Hogwarts. I will actually use that in that whip. I will use that whip for that goal, for that task of most expensive whip to kit up. But otherwise, and that could possibly take me all week. It might only take me a couple days, because I'm just going to do it the daily 30 on that, and then I'm putting it aside, even if it's left at a weird number. And then I'm focusing on getting the 200 into my monochromatic piece. And I don't want to then keep adding on to it. But essentially, that's my thought and my plan is 30 minutes a day on Letters from Hogwarts, and then I put it aside, and then I'm going to pull out All You Need Is Love and work on it to get its 200 stitches. If, and this is a big capital I, capital F, if I do the 200 stitches on it and get it done this week, then I will go through and I'll work on this. But it's not my focus. My focus is not to try and get that task done. I have given myself a solid goal, and if that goal is completed, then I guess you could say I will reward myself with working on other pieces. I've got I have things that I also want to accomplish. And right now, Storybook Halloween doesn't have anything that I have anything that needs to get done. If I finish the monochromatic 200 stitches, I'm going to go back. Really what I will do is I'm going to go back and look at this and go, okay, what am I still missing? And I'm still missing Whipco number 25, which is the owl ornament. It needs to be worked on. And I'm still missing my 500 stitches for Magical Stitches Monthly. Those still need to be worked on. So I'm prioritizing my goals. I'm trying to hit those big ones and not just play. I want to be focused, because what ends up happening is I have a piece like that, Storybook Halloween, which I love, which is fun. I have no qualms just pulling it out and working on it because I really, really love it. But then I neglect other pieces. And that's why I'm being a little bit more stricter with myself when it comes to my whips and things, because otherwise I will never do them. They will just sit. And I don't want them taking up space in my drawers or in my crafty areas that, could be used for something else. So I'm trying to prioritize. Really, if I'm being completely honest with myself, if I finish the 200 stitches on All You Need Is Love, I will pull out my owl ornament and I will start working on that, because that needs to be worked on. And it will go towards the Magical Stitches Monthly, and it'll be the woods. The Create Your Own prompt, and it'll be stitch on a whip that has an animal or creature that you would see in the woods. An owl. And then that's how I will do it. So, yeah. It's a lot. Okay. I think I finally rambled on about stitching enough. So, life. And I'm going to try and insert some pictures and videos at the end of this as well of my vacation, because we had such a blast. So this past week, I was in Lake of the Ozarks with my husband's family, with my husband's parents, his sister, and his brother-in-law, and then it was me, my husband, and Caden. So there were 7 of us on this trip, and we rented a lakeside cabin lodge. It was called Elk Lodge, but like definitely like a lakeside rental. It was themed like a cabin. Super pretty, super beautiful. It had a dock. We all chipped in to also rent a pontoon boat and some jet skis and water skis, and we just hung out on the lake. It was kind of an early celebration of my husband's dad turning 60. He turns 60 in September, and his sister just turned 28 at the beginning of August. And then obviously Caden starts school. We try to do like a family vacation every summer with my husband's family, and it's a lot of fun. We've gotten to do a lot of things with them, and I'm very grateful for that. We've done Myrtle Beach. What else have we done? There have been others, but I'm blanking because all I'm thinking about is this past month. So we did Myrtle Beach, and it was really exciting because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go on this vacation. I had used basically all of my vacation time earlier this summer to go to Disney with my husband and my son, and I did not have a full week's worth of time to actually go to Lake of the Ozarks with my family. So originally I was going to stay home with the dogs and the boys were going to go, which would have been a little sad, yeah, but it would have been okay. I would have dealt with it. They would have sent me pictures. It's fine. Like I said, I would have worked. I would have been here with the dogs. I would have read a lot. I would have stitched a lot. I would have been home alone for a full week, and it would have been fine. So it's not a big deal. The good news is I was able to work out with my schedule with my boss a way that I could go. So his family all showed up last Sunday. We did not. I was home. I was packing. Everything like that. I worked. So I'm part-time. I usually work 4 to 5 hours. I worked a full 8-hour day Monday, the 8th. So I did an 8 to 5. Worked a full hour day. And since I work part-time, I only have to do a 20-hour work week. And so me working 8 hours meant that I only owed 12 for the rest of the week. And lo and behold, I had 13 hours of vacation time. So it worked. And my boss was really, really cool and really flexible, and let me completely change up my schedule. Because like I said, I only work Monday. I usually work an 8 to 1. So she was really, really nice and let me work a full day so I could have the rest of the week off with my family. As soon as I got home, I changed out of my work clothes. We got in my husband's truck and we drove to Missouri. And we got there at like 11:30 at night. And it was the middle of like a torrential downpour. It was storming. So that last like hour, 45 minutes was rough. I have an incredibly irrational fear of thunderstorms. So it was not fun being in the dark, heading somewhere I have never been before on these back curvy roads, and it is raining super hard. Also, I get really, really motion sick. So yeah, that last little bit was really rough. I had taken motion sickness medicine. Meclizine works really well for me. So if you are not a fan of Dramamine, which I am not because it makes me really drowsy and it affects me to the extreme, and it is like I am on a bunch of drugs, and it makes me not feel safe because it affects me, and it's like I am under the influence of other drugs. And it's not fun. It is not a fun experience, and it lasts for hours, hours and hours. Meclizine works, does the same thing for motion sickness, and without all of those side effects. It does what it needs to do without making me loopy and drowsy and crazy. So meclizine all the way. The only downside is you chew meclizine. All of it that I have found are chewy tablets, and they are gross and bitter. They try and flavor them, but it's still gross. Anyways, I had taken my meclizine. We were good. I didn't even know we were driving into rain until his dad texted us saying to be really, really careful. And then we looked at the radar, and I was like, oh, hell no. Thankfully, like I said, husband was driving. Caden had fallen asleep, so he was not awake during it. I was doing my deep breathing exercises. It's fine. We got there. Tuesday, we got up super early, and we went out on the boat, and we boated, and we were just hanging out on the water. We had a giant like lily pad, which is like a big floaty thing that sits in the water, and multiple people can sit on it. We went tubing. We had a giant inflatable tube that you hook onto the rope and you pull them around. We did that. Caden had never been in a lake before, so he was like, this is crazy. When it came time to use the restroom, it blew his mind that we were like, just go in the lake. And he was like, you mean I just pee and it'll go through my swimsuit? And we were like, yeah, like just go in the water. It's fine. He could not do that. He just like could not get past that. But, had no problem standing and peeing off the edge of the boat. Like, that was fine. But it was great. Like, we would get up in the morning, like have a cup of coffee. We would pack like sandwiches and like sack lunches for everyone, stick them in the cooler, and then just go out and be on the lake for about 5 to 6 hours. And then we would come home. We would usually like shower. The first few nights that we were there, we went to different restaurants. So we would shower, and then everyone would change, and then we would boat to a restaurant, because they have a bunch of stuff that's lakeside. So you just boat up and dock. What else? I mean, that's pretty much what we did. We got water skis one day, and I did not attempt. Let's see, my husband, his sister, her husband, and my father-in-law all attempted to water ski. Me, Caden, and his mother did not. Nope, too clumsy for that. No, thank you. Don't have the balance or skills. Caden was too small. No children's. And his mother has replacement knee surgery just last year, and it was still bothering her. So no way in hell were any of us letting his mom get on water skis. She wanted to. We all said no. We water skied. We got a jet ski. It was part of like the boat rental package. So we got like a water ski or a jet ski thrown in. So we had it for like 5 hours one day, and the boys took turns just running off on the jet ski. My husband really, really liked it, so I rode with him. It messed up my hip really bad. I've talked before, I have in the past have had some hip issues. Don't really know why, like what it is. There's just, for whatever reason, my left hip, it just sometimes gets a little wonky. I did physical therapy for it. We hit like a really big wake off of a boat, and it threw our jet ski up, and we landed really hard. And I messed my hip up again, and that was not fun. Really hurt my hip, and I spent some time laying down in the back of the boat with an ice pack on my hip. It is fine now. I'm obviously sitting like crunched up, kind of cross-legged. I just made sure that I iced it, and I stretched, and I did not get back on the jet ski. We drove to the big like toll bridge because my husband's dad, my father-in-law, is an engineer, and he actually was on the team that designed and like built that toll bridge, which is really, really cool. So it's like his toll bridge. So we went and like drove across it. We went to a restaurant that like overlooked it. We did have like a really fancy dinner one night, which was really funny because I packed nicer clothes for Caden and I even told Bryant, like, hey, you should bring like a nice outfit. He brought a nice shirt, but did not bring long pants. So did not have any jeans or anything like that. He had, shorts. Which was fine. Like, it ended up being fine. I mean, like I said, Kate and I wore just nice dark jeans and a t-shirt. And his dad also wore, like, shorts, but, like, a button down. So Bryant was in, like, a polo and some nicer shorts. Not even. They were just shorts that he owns. Like, the nicest pair that he brought. And then we had to turn the boat back in Friday. And while all the boys went to return the boat, right? Bryant's dad drove it. Caden rode with his dad. And then Bryant and his brother-in-law drove the truck to go pick them up from the marina. And it left me, his mom, and his sister at the cabin. And so we were in charge of dinner that night. And we had chicken to grill. Chicken legs and like chicken wings. And Rachel and I, his sister, have never grilled before. I have no shame in admitting this. I do not know how to grill. I don't know how to operate a grill. That is not my area of expertise. I cook in a kitchen. I can work a stove, an oven, a microwave, like crock pot. I can blender, toaster, whatever. Like, I can cook in a kitchen. Never have I ever used a grill. So that was fun. We were trying to figure out how to do this grill. It was really dirty, like it had not been cleaned, so then we had to clean it. But you know what? We did an excellent job. So they had gone to Costco, which is a giant, I'm assuming most people know what Costco is. On the off chance you don't, Costco is a giant supermarket that sells items in bulk. It's not like a regular grocery store where you can buy just like a box of cereal, right? Everything comes in bulk. So they went to Costco before this trip and bought a bunch of stuff so that we would have it. Lunch meat, cheese, chicken, plates, all this stuff, right? We had so much chicken. We didn't even use all of it. So they had bought this giant thing of the drumsticks, like the legs, which were really good, and they came seasoned. And then they bought these packs of chicken wings. It came as a 3-section. So it's all connected. It's 3 individual packets, but they're all connected. So you could like tear them or cut them apart and you just use one section, right? So all in all though, we had 6 of those, okay? We only cooked 3 because I pulled open 3, laid the wings out, and there were 39 wings just in that 3. There's only 7 of us. 39 wings, plus like, I don't even remember how many drumsticks. So we had way more chicken than we actually needed. The chicken wings were plain. Hey, Washington. So I seasoned them myself. I was in charge of seasoning and flavoring the food, which is fine. But we were working on very limited seasoning choices in the cabinet. We had standard salt and pepper. They had garlic powder. And then they had quite a few things of curry powder. Hi, Washington. And, like spicy stuff. Come here, baby. So I ended up just doing salt, pepper, some seasoned salt, garlic, and turmeric. And everyone really liked it though, so it was good. I really like to flavor my stuff. Everyone liked the turmeric. You're going to hear him purr because he's decided he wants to sit next to the microphone on my lap. There you go, buddy. But I seasoned those. Everyone said they were good, which is all that matters. We had enough food that we took it home with us. So, like, we brought home drumsticks and chicken wings as well. But we did that. We cooked sweet corn, and we had salad, and we had pasta salad galore. We just had a lot of food. And then Saturday was our, like, lazy day because we didn't have the boat. And so and by that point, you know, we were pretty sunned out. You know, we'd been out on the water every day that week, or outside every day that week. We played cornhole or bags. His parents brought bocce ball, which I had never played before. You know, we still had access to the dock, and his sister and I would lay out, and we would go swimming off the dock. Some of the guys fished. We had fishing rods, and they were fishing. So come Saturday, you know, we were pretty sunned out. We spent the majority of the day hanging out down at the dock, playing cards, getting in and out of the water, Caden really did a bunch of jumping contests, you know, little boy things, little kid things of, I'm doing a fun thing, guess what I'm doing, or give me the name of a jump and I'll do it. And it was a lot of fun. So then Saturday, when we had downtime, the, like, kids, we took over, like, the downstairs. I have to say, so this house had 3 levels. You had the main floor, which is the kitchen, like the living room area, like a sitting room area, the table, and the master bedroom and bathroom, plus garage, washer, dryer. There was an upstairs, which I think originally is supposed to be like a kid's loft, because it has 2 sets of bunk beds. It had a queen bed and a full bed, or king and a full or something. Plus it had like an entertainment center. It had games. It had a TV and an Xbox. And then downstairs in the basement was like another like den area with a TV, a bar, a full bath. All floors had a full bath, and 2 bedrooms. And so each like family unit got a floor. We were downstairs in the basement. His parents took the master suite on the main level, and his brother and sister, his brother-in-law and sister took the top floor. And so it kind of worked out too, because at the end of the day, we could all just kind of go our separate ways. But us like kids, we took over the basement. The boys were watching a Rocket League thing. Rachel and I were just down there with them. Caden was hanging out with us. I was stitching, you know. We were just kind of all doing our own thing, and it was really good. We grilled, and then his dad grilled. We had brats, and we brought fresh tomatoes and stuff. I don't know. It was just a really, really good time. It was a really good experience. And as we kind of all shared our favorite memories of the trip, and for me personally, having that time with family is super important. I didn't really do stuff like this when I was a kid, and I don't take trips with my family now as an adult. So it was really nice having this like as a tradition. Like we try and do something every summer together, and we all talked about how we would really like to do like this exact trip again next year. Like we would love to come back, even if it's the same house. Like we would love to come back and hang out at this house and just spend a week on the water, on the lake. The water was clean. We had no complaints about that. Like, we had such a good time. And like I told his parents, I felt like I really got time like individually with everyone. And that's really important to me, to solidify those bonds and those connections. You know, I had time with my family all the time, but you know, I got a moment with just his parents. It was just me and his parents on the boat, because Bryant was driving the jet ski and his sister was on it with him, and they were pulling the tube, and my son and her husband were on the tube, and they went off into their thing, and I stayed on the boat with his mom and his dad, and his mom drove the boat, and it was really funny, and I got to experience that with them. You know, I got moments alone with just his sister, and we hung out, just she and I, on the dock and tanned and floated around in the water, and we got to just have that one-on-one, like, girl sister time, which is really important. You know, we got time just mother and daughters. The boys got time just father and sons and grandsons. Like, you know, we all got that time, and we all got those connections. And I value that a lot. That's really important to me. So this was a really good vacation. And it is something that I hold very dear to me, and I hope we can do it again. So, lots of pictures. We had a lot of fun. I'm going to hopefully have like a quick little slideshow here and show you some of the pictures I have and some of the fun little videos I took, and just share with you that little spark of joy that I got to experience this past week. So.
You kept me on that time.
There's that. I think I've rambled on long enough. I will let you all go. I don't know if I'll check in next week. We'll kind of see how I feel, but you'll definitely see me again really, really soon. But in the meantime, thanks for sticking with me and listening to me ramble. Oh, I wanted to say why I was home. Gosh, I totally forgot. So the reason I'm home, I was supposed to go back to work today, did not go to work, is because I'm having some motion sickness issues. So being on the boat all week, and then being on the dock, and everything constantly is moving, and then driving home Sunday. We drove home yesterday. Yesterday was really, really rough. Even with my motion sickness medicine, I noticed it as the week, it's almost like land sickness. I noticed it as the week went on more and more. Even after we would be off the boat and off the dock, if I was sitting still for any length of time, I would still feel like I was moving. Just this constant feeling like I was moving back and forth, even though I was on land. And it just kept happening and getting like worse. And I would feel really nauseous, even though I'm just like sitting down. And that kept happening, and it kept lasting for like longer and longer periods of time, to the point where we woke up Sunday and we were ready to go. And even if I was just standing, I would feel like I was rocking. And it was like I was hungover trying to drive home. And that is awful. My head hurt. I was incredibly nauseous. I was incredibly dizzy. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to drink anything. I was just really, really uncomfortable. So the drive home was rough. We got home and I still felt like I was moving. And then I woke up this morning to get ready for work. And just laying in bed, I still just like felt like my bed was like moving and also kind of spinning, which is not good. That's vertigo. So I called into work and explained that I was having some like motion sickness issues, that I was experiencing some dizziness, some vertigo, and dealing with a headache and like migraine like symptoms, so I would not be in today. It has finally lessened because I have obviously been sitting here for the last like hour. I still feel it a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. I was feeling it more because I was rocking to show, but I think it has finally subsided, which is good because I would like to go to work tomorrow and I would like to be done feeling this way. But yeah, but I am fine. I'm good. I just remembered that I said I would explain why I was home and not at work. So yeah, but that's that. The lake ate my hair. As you can see, I have lost a lot of the color. There is no more rainbow. It is just blue. It is blue and green, and that's okay. But I'm gonna go. I will talk to you all very, very soon. In the meantime, happy stitching, happy reading, happy watching, happy listening, happy eating, dreaming, happy doing whatever it is that makes you happy doing. And I will talk to you all very, very soon. Be easy with your heart.